Welcome back to Live from Occupy City Hall. My name is Leslie Rolfe. I'm a member of the May 30th Alliance, and today I'm going to go over some of the details surrounding the murder of Michael Sago Jr. by off-duty Winnebago County Sheriff Deputy Frank Pobjecky on October 1st, 2011. Date of incident, October 1st, 2011. Name of victim, Michael Sago Jr. Officer involved, Frank Pobjecky. Location of event, Marie's Pizza, 1513 Charles Street. Injuries from event, 2 wounded, 1 murdered. Winnebago Boone Integrity Task Force findings, justified. Release date of findings, October 20th, 2011. This synopsis was taken from court documents number 17757 James Horton as the independent administrator of the estate of Michael D'Angelo Sago Jr., plaintiff appellant, versus Frank Pobjecky, Gary Caruana, and Winnebago County defendants appellees. Late Saturday evening, October 1st, 2011, Frank Pobjecky, an unarmed off-duty police officer, waited for the pizza he ordered at Marie's Pizza. He was the only customer inside. He was in the break area with Vincenzo Terrara, the restaurant manager, and David Widener, the delivery driver. Andres Bricioni, the cook, was in the kitchen. The break area was separated by a cooler from the public entrance area depicted by the fourth video. No video captured the break area or the cooler. Terrara carried a concealed semi-automatic handgun on his hip. Pobjecky knew about it. Suddenly, 4 young men entered the front door of the pizzeria. The video showed the first of these men entering at timestamp 22:26:32. One of these men, Lamar Coates, held a revolver. He and Brandon Sago barged into the break area separated from the entrance by the cooler. Desmond Belmont skirted the counter and attacked the cash register. Michael arrived at the front door last and stood in the entrance holding the door open. He was the lookout. All 4 assailants wore sweatshirts with hoods up. Michael wore a light color, while the others wore a dark color. Terrara heard the door chime when the assailants entered. He approached the front area and encountered Coates, Brandon, and Belmont. Terrara did not surrender. Instead, he yelled, quote, "Get the hell out of here. You're not getting any of my fucking money," end quote. Pobjecky and Terrara testified that Coates pointed his gun at each of them and demanded money. In response to Pobjecky's local rule, 56-1 Statement of Facts, Horton denied that Coates threatened Pobjecky or Terrara, demanded money, or said anything before the struggle for Coates' weapon began. But in Horton's answer to Pobjecky's request to admit facts, Horton had already admitted Coates threatened Pobjecky or Terrara, and maybe both, with the gun. According to Horton, Terrara reached for his own weapon, reconsidered, slammed Coates against the cooler, and struggled for Coates' revolver. For several terrifying seconds, Terrara and Coates both had their hands on Coates' gun. Terrara testified Coates tried to shoot him. Terrara fought for his life. He testified he could see a round down the barrel, and he could feel Coates trying to pull the trigger. Horton disputed below whether Coates tried to pull the trigger during the struggle, but the district court found this issue immaterial. There is ultimately no dispute that Coates approached Terrara and Pobjecky with the gun and threatened at least one of them with it, and that Terrara grabbed Coates' gun and struggled for possession of it. According to Horton, the struggle for Coates' gun only involved Coates and Terrara. Pobjecky tried to grab Terrara's gun from his hip. Brandon and Belmont joined the melee. No cameras captured the skirmish for the guns. Michael did not join the struggle. He never grabbed for a gun. The fourth video shows Michael and Belmont turned their heads toward the struggle at timestamp 22:26:46, apparently as soon as they heard the struggle begin. Belmont left the counter at about 22:26:47 and entered the break area, but the video shows Michael remained at the front door for a few seconds. Then, at about 22:26:51, he left the front door and approached the area of the struggle off camera. The parties dispute what Michael did during the struggle for control of the guns. Horton claims Michael was not involved in the struggle, never grabbed for a gun, and just stood near the area with his arms down by his side doing nothing during the struggle. Horton points to the testimony of Pobjecky that Michael's arms were down by his side. Horton insists the record shows Michael never grabbed for a gun or scuffled for a gun, never tussled with anyone, never touched the gun, and did nothing during the struggle. Defendants, however, characterized Michael as inserting himself into the situation by entering the pizzeria and quickly approaching the struggle. At this stage, we accept Horton's view of the facts. With the possible exception of partial, fleeting shapes in the bottom left-hand corner of the fourth video, the struggle for control of the guns occurred entirely off-camera. Pobjecky gained possession of Tarara's gun, and Tarara won the struggle for Coates' gun. Horton claims that once Coates lost the struggle for his gun, he turned, headed for the exit, and saw Pobjecky 2 feet away pointing a gun at him as Tarara held the other gun. Pobjecky then shot Coates in the back without warning, holding the gun over Tarara's right shoulder. Belmont ducked for cover behind the counter, and Brandon headed for the exit. According to appellees, Pobjecky fired the first shot at timestamp 22:26:56 at about 10 seconds after Michael and Belmont first turned toward the struggle when it apparently began. According to appellees, Pobjecky fired the first shot at timestamp 22:26:56 about 10 seconds after Michael and Belmont first turned toward the struggle when it apparently began. Horton does not dispute this account, and the videos seem to support it. Pobjecky did not announce he was a police officer or order anyone to stop. Pobjecky claims he did not have enough time to do that. With Tarara's gun, Pobjecky engaged each criminal suspect as they moved around the pizzeria. He shot Coates, Brandon, and Belmont. According to Horton, citing Coates' testimony, Pobjecky had a look of anger, not fear, on his face when he shot Coates. Pobjecky did not give verbal warnings or commands to the assailants before shooting them. Pobjecky shot Brandon as he headed for the door. Pobjecky and Tarara both pointed guns when Brandon exited, but only Pobjecky fired. During a break in the shooting, Belmont headed for the door. Pobjecky shot at him but missed, although earlier in the incident, Pobjecky shot him in the buttocks. Pobjecky then shot Michael 3 times in the lower back. The parties dispute the circumstances immediately surrounding Pobjecky's shooting of Michael. Horton claims Pobjecky shot Michael 3 times as Michael crawled away from Pobjecky and toward the door. Horton claims Pobjecky did not consider Michael a threat because Pobjecky turned his back on Michael before shooting him, despite being trained never to turn his back on a threat. But Pobjecky claims Michael bolted toward him from behind, coming within 1 or 2 feet of him and startling him. Pobjecky claims he shot Michael as Michael advanced toward Pobjecky. Responding to the argument that turning his back on Michael showed he did not consider Michael a threat, Pobjecky notes that this argument wrongfully assumes he knew where Michael was before shooting him and overlooks the fact that Pobjecky was outnumbered by multiple assailants who scattered to various directions. The district court generally characterized Michael as, quote, crawling, end quote, while Pobjecky shot him. The video supports that view, and Pobjecky acknowledged during his testimony that when he shot Michael, Michael's hands and feet were on the ground. Pobjecky also testified that he did not shoot Michael to stop him from escaping. The fourth video does not definitively resolve all these issues. It shows Michael leave the screen at about 22:26:52. He re-enters the screen at about 22:27:05. He appears to crawl past Pobjecky and toward the door, and Pobjecky appears to turn to face Michael. Pobjecky appears to fire the first shot into Michael at about 22:27:05 after Michael already passed Pobjecky. Pobjecky fired 3 shots into Michael, all from behind. The video seems to contradict Pobjecky's claim that, quote, descendant was advancing towards Pobjecky when he was shot, end quote, and that, quote, he was shot as he approached Pobjecky from behind and fled to the door, end quote. Rather, the video seems to show Pobjecky shot Michael the first time a split second after Michael crawled past Pobjecky and away from him and toward the door. Pobjecky then shot Michael 2 more times from behind as Michael attempted to crawl out of the pizzeria.